All right, welcome back to the Wholesome Financials Podcast. We're doing things a little different today, trying to mix it up. But I'm excited because we're kind of branching out a little bit, and we're hoping to have a lot of great conversations. And so, if you're new here, my name is Austin.
Susie.
And we are Wholesome Financials. Our mission is to help purpose-driven entrepreneurs grow and scale their business with the power of leveraging personal credit and then business credit. And so the beautiful part about that is that we get to dive into a bunch of different industries: Amazon, FBA, e-commerce, trucking, Airbnb arbitrage. And so because all of these businesses need funding, especially if you're trying to grow and scale to a legitimate level. With that said, we are going to be watching a couple of videos today, and primarily on the topic of e-commerce and drop shipping, and to kind of give our perspective and feedback as funding experts in this space, what we recommend, do's and don'ts, things that we've seen people do wrong, just from a funding perspective. Now, full disclosure, we don't have an e-commerce or drop shipping business. We are a funding company. We help entrepreneurs gain alternative funding. But we thought this would be really, really great and helpful for people who are trying to get into the space but can't realize how to get over this hump, or they just need some advice. We're hoping to be a resource in this space. So with that said, I thought we would just start with just identifying and breaking down the definition between e-commerce and dropshipping. And then from there, we're going to watch some videos from some great creators and see if we can learn anything or see if we can add any value to what they probably posted. And so just for understanding e-commerce, an e-commerce business, it's like running your own shop, but it's all happening on the internet, right? So you set up an online store, you sell your products, you handle transactions without needing a physical storefront. It's like turning your passion into an online hustle minus the brick and mortar. Now, drop shipping is like running an online store without the hassle of stocking inventory. So you sell products, but when someone buys, a third party ships it directly to them. And so it's basically like the Netflix and chill version of entrepreneurship, right? Mm-hmm. So where you handle the sales and someone else deals with the logistics. Now, e-commerce would involve potentially drop shipping. It's just doing business online. But drop shipping isn't e-commerce. E-commerce is the greater overall general hierarchy term, right? All of this falls under the e-commerce basket. Drop shipping is a little bit more specific, but people mix it up. So I figured we just take a second and try to break it down. Hopefully that description carries some weight and it made some sense. So anyway, now for the fun part. So we're going to watch some TikToks. This first one is e-commerce explained in 30 seconds. And so let's just take a look and watch it together. What do you think?
Let's do it.
Okay.
For beginners, could you explain e-commerce in 30 seconds or less?
Yes, so e-commerce is basically just business done electronically. But when it comes to dropshipping, I think a lot of people, they confuse the two. And all dropshipping is a fulfillment method, okay? So it's not an entire business. And people think that, oh, dropshipping is just this like get rich quick scheme or like this side hustle or way to make a couple $1,000s online. But really what it is, it's taking a traditional e-commerce physical product-based business and changing the fulfillment method. So instead of ordering, tens of thousands of dollars of product to your house like you traditionally would and then go and sell them, all you're doing is you're finding a third party like a manufacturer, supplier, or sourcing agent and having them send the product directly to your end consumer, and then you keep that profit in between, like an Uber or Expedia type business model.
Okay, so I like that. He was just saying drop shipping just changes the fulfillment method. I feel like that makes sense. That makes sense to you?
That's pretty understandable.
All right, so let's watch this next video on the difference. This person did a video on, that last creator was the Nathan Nazareth. You can follow him on TikTok. This video is by Econ Nam. I think that's how you pronounce it. And so his video is 3 differences between Shopify dropshipping and Amazon FBA. So this should be good.
So a lot of you want to know the difference between Shopify dropshipping and Amazon FBA. Although they're very similar, it really comes down to 3 differences. Those 3 differences are profit, customer acquisition, and the risk involved. You will be more profitable with Shopify dropshipping just because Amazon takes an 8 to 15% cut from every sale that you make, whereas Shopify, they only take about 2 to 3%. Although Shopify dropshipping is more profitable, that's only if you make some sales.
Yeah.
And that's where customer
Amazon
acquisition
keeps their
cost
money.
comes into play, just because nobody's gonna really know about your Shopify store until you start running paid ads or organic traffic on TikTok. whereas Amazon has 1.6 million orders being processed on their website every single day, so they've already built a solid foundation of customers to shop on their website. The last and most important part is risk. You will be taking on less risk with Shopify dropshipping just because you're only going to be buying the product when you make a sale. Whereas with Amazon, you have to buy the product in bulk and then ship it to their warehouse, which can usually cost you a couple grand, and if it doesn't sell, then you're just stuck with the inventory sitting in that warehouse, and then that can build up storage fees as well. If you want to learn more about Shopify dropshipping, make sure you subscribe to my channel.
I didn't know 8 to 15% for Amazon FBA. That's crazy.
Yeah, it eats away at your profit. So a lot of times when people say like, "Oh, my store has made over $1 million," that's not take home profit. That's like net sales. But
Gross.
Yeah, that's gross sales, but not net. Net it's like 30%.
God, dog. But what you said about Shopify dropshipping made sense. Like using Shopify, and I heard a lot. And I know that you only need $1 to get started. You can get a 3-month membership or trial, and then the payments kick in. But okay, so that makes sense. I feel like if we're good, I feel like we're all educated on e-commerce, dropshipping, some of the differences. So let's get into the meat. Let's get into why we're here. Let's answer the question that everyone's asking. How much money do you need to start dropshipping? That's what we care about. That's what we're all about.
That's it.
Helping entrepreneurs secure funds, secure capital to grow and scale their business. So let's take a look at some other videos from creators on this topic. Okay, so his first video is by John Simon Speaks on TikTok. So go ahead and follow him. Let's check it out. So he's talking about how much money you need to start a dropshipping store. This was a couple months ago, August.
How much money do you need to start dropshipping in 2023?
The actual startup costs of a dropshipping store are very low. All you really need is $1 for a Shopify plan, $12 for a domain name, and then the amount of money that it costs you to order your product from Amazon. The biggest expense to dropshipping was formerly your advertising costs, but now with TikTok organic advertising, you don't need to spend much money on ads to drive traffic to your site.
Okay, what do you think about that so far?
I think $1 is like, I think that's obviously pretty cheap, but I think if you are really trying to scale it, you're going to have to run some type of ads, unless like your TikTok or Instagram is completely like fire and you're just constantly blowing up.
Yeah.
You're going to have to push people to your Shopify store for sure.
Yeah, I think people don't understand. This is assuming you know how to blow up a TikTok.
Yeah.
Like this is assuming you know how to drive organic traffic. A lot of people been on social media just playing around. Like if anybody could have gone viral, they would have, right? So unless you actually know how to do it, you're going to have to spend some money. Like the amount of time it takes to figure out the algorithm, listen to these gurus, you're going to have to pay a course, do a mentorship. There is going to be some money involved. Or if there is no money involved, this business is not getting off the ground no time soon.
Yeah.
So I think that's one thing that people need to take into account. Like you said, you're going to need money to put in ads because ads do all the work for you. They target it as long as you put the right information in. Now, putting in the right information is 10 times easier than trying to create 100 TikTok videos and hoping one of them like blows up. And but even the one that blows up, it actually drives traffic and converts to sales.
It's true. You could blow up, but then no one actually clicks and buys your stuff anyway. So you're going to have to end up doing ads.
Yeah.
Like I said,
like you blow up or you don't have a call to action or like, it's just like the conversion's weak. Like I got 1 million views, but only 5,000 people made it to my website. Other 5,500 bought, which is still good. Not enough for you to like pay a car note and some rent with.
No. And I think a good rule, because I know probably people are going to ask, well, how much do I spend on ads? And it kind of just all depends what your budget is, but a good healthy budget would be anywhere from like $1,500 to like $5,000 if you're really trying to take this up to the next level.
Yeah. So that was good. John Simon Speaks. Let's check out another one. This is how you pronounce that?
Kaishael. Yeah, Kaishael.
I'll take it because I'm nowhere close. All right. So his video is, here's how much money you need to start dropshipping in 2023. About 48 seconds. So let's see. I think this one is probably one of the more in-depth ones that we curated. So let's check it out.
Here's how much money you need to start dropshipping in 2023. And spoiler alert, it's not what you think. First, you need a domain, which will cost you $10 for the year. Then opening up a Shopify store will only cost you $1 for the first 3 months. You'll need some core essential apps that will help you run your store effectively. You can get a free logo using Namelicks and Canva. You should be running ads, and the more you spend, the faster you can get optimized. This is going to cost you between $10 to $100 per day.
Okay. He's spitting facts.
Yeah, no, $100 per day is facts. Like if you're spending that much on ads and targeting the right type of people, you're gonna get sales.
Yeah. So like so far, I don't know if anyone mentioned there was $13 to get started, and we're not including what Shopify kicks in 3 months later, and then $100 a day on ads if you're trying to actually quit your job to move it from side hustle to
full-time business owner.
$100 a day minimum.
Yeah,
trying to get, and it's. Yeah, so I like where he's going with this. I like this guy already.
I'm not going to add the cost of the product because we'll only be buying the product when we make a sale. For the ads, you'll need UGC content. You can either create this yourself for free or you can outsource it to a creator. If you decide to outsource it, on average, a UGC content creator charges anywhere from $50 to $100 per video. With that said, at the bare minimum, you...
Thank you.
That's
He
more realistic.
just said what we were talking about. Like, you can make this content for free. That sounds sexy. But people don't, like, if you knew how to make content that were going to go viral, you wouldn't. You already be doing it.
Exactly.
You wouldn't need that.
You'd be below. You'd be having your bank account fat.
Yeah, 100%. Like, and 9 times out of 10, people that know how to do it, they just end up being just content creators, just straight, and have TikTok pay them.
Exactly.
Or like he said, you can hire a UGC creator, and it's going to be like $50 to $100 a post minimum. We've seen people. How much have you seen people pay for just a post, for their product?
I've seen anywhere from like what he said, $100 all the way to like 800 of like the top tier, influencers.
Yeah, like I got 100, 200,000
viewers.
Yeah, see, so you need capital, people. Like I like this guy.
Should have at least $250 saved up to start dropshipping effectively.
I like what he said. To start dropshipping effectively, you're going to need some money. Anybody can start dropshipping. Your mama, your grandma can start dropshipping. But if you're trying to actually like hit those 6 figures, be in a Lamborghini, like having tea in Dubai, whatever it is that you dream of, or working digital nomad in Bali, like you need to make some money. And a lot of people are treating it like a side hustle or get rich quick scheme. I'm like, no, there is no get rich. That's not a thing.
No, it's social media that tries to tell people like, oh, you could blow up and you just need $1 to start. That's not realistic. So I like this guy. He was cool.
He was good.
He was very.
He was spitting facts. And so, all right, we'll watch a couple more. We'll watch 2 more, and then we'll kind of give a little bit more in depth review on it, and then we'll wrap the episode with this one. So this is Gavin HFC. And he's talking about so it looks like he's starting an Amazon FBA store from the beginning, from scratch. So let's see what his journey is and what kind of funding would that look like.
This is day 1 of launching an Amazon FBA store. So I decided that the best way to teach you guys how to sell on Amazon is by doing it again. Hopefully throughout this series, I'm going to be able to guide you guys through the whole process of launching a store from A to Z. Having said that, let's dive into the first thing you should look into, which is budget. Because before you start selling on Amazon, you need to know your budget and what it costs to sell on Amazon.
You need to know what it costs to sell on Amazon. Anybody telling you you can do it for free is not real. Everything costs something. I like that. What's your budget? So let's see what he's talking about.
Starting a business, we need to start an LLC. Depending on your state, it will cost $50 to $500. It then costs $39.99 per month to have an Amazon Seller Central account. You're also going to need Helium 10, which is the Amazon tool, which will cost $97 per month. Later on, you're also going to need to trademark your brand, which may cost $350 to $1,000 depending on how you do it. You will need to register for UPC barcodes, which cost $30, and ordering samples from a supplier usually costs $100 to $200. When it comes to the actual products, $3,000 should be more than enough for the first batch of goods. Hiring a photographer.
Okay. That man got us to 3K quick. I've never heard anybody break down all of the numbers and be this transparent. Gavin HFC, you get a round of applause, brother. Like, he said some great stuff. First of all, yes, LLC, that's our bag. So we talk about it, but that's important.
You can't run a business without having a business on paper.
100%. No, so I love that.
That's important.
And we'll talk about what we think are the best ways to fund Amazon FBA, drop shipping, just e-commerce in general at the end. So keep watching because we'll dive into that at the very, very end. Let's keep going because Gavin on the roll.
And picture editor is also very important, which will be $300 to $700. And I recommend that you spend at least $1,000 for marketing for the first month. In the end, you need around $5,000 to start an Amazon FBA business.
First thing is $5,000 is a lot of money, but you don't need to spend it all at once. In addition, depending on your budget, you can often go a bit lower or you can even go a bit higher. Really just depends on whether you want to do it yourself or you want to hire professionals. In addition, I've never fully actually lost my initial investment. If a product doesn't usually sell, you can break even to a certain extent and you can cut losses. Having said that, I'm going to go find $5,000 and I'll see you in the next video.
Gavin, what you mean you're going to go find $5,000? Man, call me. Call me. I'll show you how to get $5,000. No problem.
$5,000 is too easy.
That's too easy. We get people $65,000 on one business credit card. Like I said, we're getting into it. But Gavin, HFC, guys, $5,000 to start your Amazon store. Now, if you're doing it for less, I just want to know how profitable it is. Not saying it's bad, but normally the more money you put into it strategically in the right places,
exactly, yeah,
that's the money you get out of it. That's the money you get out of it. And so you have to ask yourself, is this a side hustle or is this a business? Am I making an investment? They bring me back 100, 200,000, or I'm just trying to get as much as I can for as little as I put in. If that's your mindset, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a grind. And most people, that's why they burn out and they don't really make it. But anyway, Gavin, well done, brother. Well done. All right. Last but not least, we got I am Jaden Garcia. Let's see what he got. This is only 5 seconds. I like that. I like that. Facebook, TikTok ads 1,000, Shopify store 30, ad creatives 100, Ad Spy, Shopify Ad Spy is a hack. Most people don't realize that. 150, domain $10. Yeah. So I like it. He's like POV starting a drop shipping store. It ain't cheap. He's already got like $300 on this. I mean, $1,300 on the screen right now, close to $1,300.
Yeah.
So I love that. So that's interesting. That's interesting. How much money you need to start your drop shipping or Amazon FBA. I love it because all these different creators give us different prices. We had one person say 3,000. We had another person say 500. We have another person that put 1,300. But what we're seeing is it's easily, it's going to be around average like $1,000, if not more.
1,000 to 5.
So what would you from our standpoint, we actually have people that have Amazon FBA or e-commerce businesses in our mentorship. Like, what would you say to people who are trying to start a drop shipping or Amazon FBA or Amazon FBA drop shipping, Shopify drop shipping or e-commerce store when it comes to funding?
Yeah, so I definitely wouldn't use my own money because if anything goes wrong, then there goes all your money that you've saved up so hard for. I would definitely lean towards the business funding side of things. So I'd make sure my credit is looking really, really good and my LLC is structured so that I can go to the bank and get other people's money, which is OPM. We always teach using the bank's money, leverage that strategically so you can duplicate the money. And then once you start making profit, then you pay off those credit cards and keep the profits.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, it makes no sense to use money like that you've saved up. Number one, it takes time to save up that money. And so sometimes you need access to capital quickly. Yeah. And so to pull money out of your savings, like you're not trying to mess up your cash flow, your nest egg. You shouldn't be funding your business from your saving, especially because we have things like business credit cards. Number two, business credit cards are 0% interest for 12 to 18 months.
Hack.
To know that I can drop $30K. Now, obviously, you still have to pay the minimum payment per month, right?
Yeah,
required.
Which is like 1% of whatever you use. So it's still cheap.
Yeah, it's super, super cheap. And so, if you drop $300,000, if you drop $30,000, like you would have to pay at least $300 payments a month. But to pay $300 payments to access $30K and get your business rolling, what are we talking about?
That's a no-brainer.
Man, and most business credit cards will give you limits of 20,000 plus. Like you could start your whole business with one business credit card.
Exactly.
And then on top of it, as you're using that business credit card in between your spend for your business, you get those credit card points that you can use for cash back, which is just money back, tax free, or you can leverage those credit card points to go and travel. And like we recently just did that. We had a great trip to Japan, to Tokyo. It's fantastic. And that was paid for by us running TikTok ads and Facebook ads from our business credit card. And so there's so many more perks that come with using a business credit card. To start, what's your favorite business credit card right now off the top of your head? Just give me one.
I like the Chase Freedom. I'm sorry. No, that's a personal card. The Chase Business Unlimited. It's 0%, 12 months, and they give me 2% cash back on any purchase. So anything that I purchase, I get 2% back.
Yeah.
So that's a hack. I also love the gold.
Well, I just get one. I was in number two. I was going to say the gold, but yeah, go ahead. Continue. You already started on it.
Yeah, the gold. If you're buying stuff, I believe it's 2%. Or 2x points on anything, and then if you're doing food related items, it's 4x. So takeout, grocery stores, all that good stuff.
Yeah, 100%. 4 points on every dollar spent each month. There's also, you can include transit purchases. You can include U.S. purchases made for electronic goods. Wireless telephone charges. Like, there's so much that you can do. You can add, gas stations, restaurants, and you get 4x those points. Why not use their money, start your business, keep your money in the bank just in case everything goes south.
Yeah.
And then as your business is profiting, pay that card off, get those extra points, take the vacation for your hard work, and, rewarding yourself for taking this leap of getting into e-commerce or dropshipping. But yes, Amex Gold, Chasing Business Unlimited. If you use our referral link at the bottom, you probably have a better chance of getting a better offer for those cards. They have sign up bonuses more often than not. If you use $3,000 in the first 3 months, they'll give you 60,000 points. The rule of thumb in the points world is that every 10,000 points is about $100. And so pretty much they're saying if you use $3,000 in 3 months, we'll give you $600 or something like that, to that extent. So it's such a good idea and something that we highly recommend. And if you're interested and you want to learn more about, also, I didn't want to speed over what you said. Also, not just creating an LLC, creating a well-structured LLC. So maybe we can end this episode kind of talking a little bit about that, just making sure that what are some common mistakes we see people make that are excited to get in the business, but they normally have to go back and double back and fix because it wasn't.
They put their home address as a business address. They put their phone number as a business phone number. They use a Gmail personal account as the business email.
Yep.
I mean, they pretty much just personalize it with their own personal info, and they didn't separate personal from business. And then at the end, you kind of have to go back and fix that. Otherwise, the funding is not going to work. No. And then number 2, your info is public and people can look you up and knock at your door and say, hey, give me my money back.
Exactly. The refund is going to look real scary. It's and then also, a lot of people, like say, in the same vein as personalizing, a lot of people just put their favorite name or a name that they thought was cool. The LLC is not for you. It's for the bank.
It's for the bank.
It's for the government. It's not for you. Whatever you name your business, your DBA, whatever you put on the front of your store, that's for you or your customers. Your LLC is for the lawyers. It's for the court. It's for the government, the IRS. That's who it's for. So make it look professional. The less creative, the better. Keep it bland. It's the reason why you don't see people wear colored suits at the bank. They wear gray. They wear blue. Why? Because a lot of stuff going in here. I need you to be focused. The boring is better. Especially when it comes to investing. Boring is better.
Boring businesses make the most money.
100%. And so even when it comes to your LLC, structuring your LLC, make it look boring. More boring it is, the less you look like a liability to banks. And that way you can actually fund your e-commerce dropshipping business as you get going. So hope that helps. That was fun. What'd you think?
It was pretty fun. I like to do more of those.
Yeah. All right. I think we will. Okay. Appreciate you guys. See you in the next episode. Oh, also, follow us on all socials, primarily TikTok, Instagram, watch us on YouTube. See you next time.